Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Legacy video. And today I'm playing Ant at Nauseam Tendrils, my first real sort of Legacy deck that I really fell hard in love with and played for years and all that sort of stuff. Deck has had a hard time in the last, I would say, probably like 5 years. Um, And I like in the last couple of weeks, or I guess month or so, we've gotten like Mind's Desire Unbanned, uh, Beseech the Mirror, and then also Paradise Lost was released on Magic Online. It's been a card for like over a year, I think, in paper, but I've not gotten to play with it at all. Yet here it is. So that's like three fairly significant spell-based combo sort of like good cards or interesting cards that the archetype has received. The archetype of Storm, not just Ad Nauseam Tendrils or Ant. I have played a bit with Beseech the Mirror. Have so far to find a shell that I really love that card in. Today I'm testing out a list here with Paradise Lost, and I don't think Beseech the Mirror and Paradise Lost really play well together. Um, I think in one sense they do, in the sense that they both want like the cheap artifact mana. But Beseech the Mirror cannot get Paradise Lost. It gets another green graveyard sort of engine card in Gaia's Will. And I just like, if you're playing Beseech the Mirror, I don't think you have any use for Paradise Lost. Um, I don't know that we have room for it or use for it here in Ant. But yeah, I've played like, I don't know, 4 or 5 leagues, and I've had very varying results. Like I trophied my first league, and I was like, holy smokes, it's good to be back. And then I like ran into a 3-2 and like a couple of like 0-2 drops or 0-3 drops kind of thing. So like very varying degrees. I'm not really sure, honestly. But I'm not gonna go over in detail how this deck works. It's a storm-based combo deck, basically. A couple of choice cards to just highlight here, I think, is that we have Reign of Filth. This is the not very commonly seen black ritual spell. But this, in conjunction with Cabal Ritual, can make a lot of mana. A lot of the time, you can like Reign of Filth and then start sacking your lands to gain Threshold, which is really sweet. I'm also playing a singleton copy of Grim Tutor. This is a tutor effect that has never seen a lot of play in Ant, but I like it as a sort of fifth Infernal Tutor, basically. I think a lot of people don't like this card, and that's not unreasonable. I think you can see why there are situations where like Dark Petition is better or Wishclaw Talisman is better, but I think it's a pretty close call, and I think Grim Tutor gets a bum rap because for the longest time back in the day when there were no Dark Petition and no Wishclaw Talisman, this card didn't see play due to availability mostly, I think. This was in the starter 1999 set. I don't know, probably set is incorrect, but like the starter product you could buy. And so for the longest time, this was like a $200 card. And by the time it got its reprint, I think Ant had sort of fallen off by the wayside, and also had gotten Dark Petition. And like Grim Tutor is, it's more life. It costs more life if you're hitting it off at nauseam if you're going to cast it. So like if what you're looking for is your tutor off of an ad naus, what's going to happen when you flip Grim Tutor is you're going to take 3 from flipping it and then 3 from casting it. Whereas with Dark Petition, you only take 5. But if you're not looking for a tutor, let's say you already had hit an Infernal Tutor and now what you're looking for is like LED, then obviously it's better to take 3 off of Grim Tutor and move on with your life than taking 5 off of Dark Petition. So, and then you have Wishclaw Talisman, which, I mean, part of my love for this deck is secretly the card Empty the Warrens in the main deck, and you don't really want to give your opponent a Wishclaw Talisman after you've made like 12 goblins. Also, Wishclaw Talisman is another card that loses to Null Rod effects. So, and it's 3 mana to cast and activate on the same turn, same as Grim Tutor. You don't take the life loss; you take one less life loss off ad nauseam. I don't know. You get the drift. You can conjure up sort of different scenarios where either of the 3 cards would be preferable. All right. I think the biggest problem for Ant that I've certainly gotten the feel for now is the no winning again, or like no protection on turn 0. So your opponent wins the die roll and goes, Ancient Tomb, Chalice of the Void, and you have like 2 Dark Rituals, a Brainstorm, and a Thoughtseize. You basically just mulligan to 3 because you don't have removal in the main deck. There's actually an argument, I think, to put Boseiju, who endures, seeing as we're in green, put one of those into the main deck. But I would say even if we do that, I mean, you have to just like draw it naturally. And that is not very reliable. And at least like if you're playing Doomsday, you have the 4 Force of Will, which is, I think, a significant difference. But those vulnerabilities aside, also like you also don't get the Force of Wills against like fast combos, like Reanimator and stuff can be kind of rough. But I think that aside, this deck is just like, it's much less fragile than what I feel Doomsday is, and it's just like once it gets going, it's just like a murder machine. Like the parts all like gel really well. Past this, I think a lot of people, or maybe not a lot, but some people labored on the misconception that Ant was an ad nauseam deck due to the naming of it. But I think Ant was always a Past and Flames combo deck. Past and Flames is and was the most sort of reliable engine. But we played ad nauseam because sometimes you need to go faster. Like sometimes you can I think the best ad nauseams are the ones that are in your opening hand alongside 2 Dark Rituals. But yeah, so I think like Past and Flames is a very, very strong Magic card. The fact that it has flashback just gives it this sort of robustness that you really want. It's not the same as if it had Storm in terms of like being resilient against counter Magic, but it is very good. And how does Paradise Lost fit in here? I'm not sure. Like, I used to play with 2 copies of Past and Flames in the main deck, and I'm still testing this out. Like, a lot of the time where this has been best so far has been with Carpet of Flowers, and just been this sort of, I mean, nothing deterministic, but I'm just gonna cast it late in the game with a lot of mana floating, and then I it basically, I have a stock graveyard. I get to get like 2 rituals, 4 cantrips, a Lotus Petal, and 2 lands. Then it's just like pretty nuts. But it is green is a lot harder to make than black in terms of casting costs. But anyways, I think I'm gonna stop talking now and jump into a league. On the play for round number 1, yeah, let's keep this hand. Needs a bit of help, but we have 3 cantrips to do that. This is for anyone sort of new to Legacy or casting cantrips. The approach to cantrips that I follow, seeing as we have all 3 here, is basically when you don't have a shuffle effect, then on the face of it, Preordain is better. Sometimes even if you have a shuffle effect, you don't want to Preordain, because if you find 2 cards that you like and you want to like advance your plan this turn, then you're gonna have to fetch and then shuffle away the second card. So sometimes if you have Preordain and a fetch land, it's more correct to fetch first and then cast Preordain. Ponder is probably better if you have a shuffler. Also, Ponder is the best of the 3 cards at like searching for one specific thing, because you get to see 4 cards. And Brainstorm is obviously the one that can change your hand the most, and the one that probably is better when you are like, if you don't like what's in your hand. If your hand is really, really good and you wouldn't really want to swap out any cards, then maybe consider holding on that Brainstorm. But anyways, I'm gonna lead here, and I'm gonna cast Periodian. I think that's better for just like improving the general quality of my hand here, because we can like get rid of one and take the other. Like sometimes when you ponder on turn 1, it's really annoying to have like to see one good card and 2 bad ones, because you will have to, like, if it's on turn 1, you'll have to, if you want the good card, to also get one of the bad cards. Okay, I think it's close. I think I probably take the Past in Flames and put Lotus Petal on the bottom. So Past in Flames, unlike Paradise Lost, doesn't really work that well with artifact mana and wants rituals instead. So yeah, let's see. Okay, polluted delta into a volcanic island. So that probably means like Grixis Delver, or, and they choose to shuffle, or like a show and tell deck. Ooh. So here we could cast Infernal Tutor, sack LED for, no, I was gonna say for a Cabal Ritual or a Dark Ritual, like sack LED for black, but then we don't have red for the Past in Flame, so I'm just gonna, actually no, maybe I Brainstorm here, because I would kind of like to get rid of one of these Infernal Tutors. Okay. That's really interesting. I don't want to go for it right here, because we can't effectively play around a counterspell. We can almost do that because of Past in Flames, but I think but we don't have enough ritual mana, so we would go Lotus Petal, sack for Dark Ritual, play LED, cast Infernal Tutor, have 1 black floating, and then sack LED for red. And then we would get, I guess, so let's say we were to get LED, we would have black plus triple red. We could sack second LED. We could put Past in Flames on the stack and then sack second LED, but then, you know, if they counter it, then, yeah, nah, that's no good. All right, so I'm going to put back Paradise Lost and, I guess, Lionside Diamond, because I don't want to have that discarded. And I think I'm going to play out this Lotus. I don't know. So like if they discard this hand, they're not going to take the Lotus Petal. I think they're going to take the Ponder or the Dark Ritual. Probably the Dark Ritual. Yeah, I don't know. But maybe next turn, if we can like Ponder and find another ritual, then it's all of a sudden looking a lot better. Or like, I don't know, like a Thoughtseize would also be pretty good. So I'm mostly worried about like getting discarded here, like if it's Grixis Delver, or having like them go Ancient Tomb Show and Tell. Well, that's not Ancient Tomb, so far so good. Brainstorm with a fetch land in play. I'm not liking all these cards in our opponent's hand, and we are looking pretty weak with these like this triple Infernal Tutor hand. So I really like. I think maybe even the best thing to hit here is like a fetch land or a basic swamp off of this Ponder, so that I can start like casting Infernal Tutors to like add Dark Ritual, I think. Okay, second Volcanic. Okay, so it is a Delver strategy. So I think I am gonna play out the Petal here. The Storm is not gonna be the problem, I don't think. And we could even get to a point where we want to like go for empty. In that case, Storm would be a thing. Oh, and look at that. That's pretty much exactly what the doctor ordered. Okay, so let's see. We are at a healthy life total here, so as long as they aren't playing like endurance. There has been this Rug Delver deck that plays like Up the Beanstalk and Tarmogoyf, but I'm not sure that they're actually playing Delver, and I don't know if they'd be playing like main deck Tarmogoyf. So this is also like one thing that I really miss having access to basic lands in Doomsday ever since I switched to the bug Doomsday. I feel like I can't really fit in basic island, let alone basic swamp. And that is one way to like improve versus Delver, is when you're able to just go like get your basics up. Okay. So they reveal the days. I'm interested that they chose to do that. Okay, so their hand is days. I'm gonna Thoughtseize here, or I could Infernal Tutor for a Thoughtseize, but no, I think I'm just gonna Thoughtseize. And let's see what we're up against. Minor Misstep. That was strong. And unfortunately, hang on. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, we're drawing Paradise Lost here, which is not really a card we want. So I'm going to, I guess, yeah, draw the Paradise Lost, of course. And then I'm going to, really happy they didn't add to the board here. I'm going to cast Infernal Tutor here. Just getting the Dark Ritual, a copy of that. If they daze here, I think I'm going to pay. Alright, but they don't. So I'm going to get the second copy of Dark Ritual and pass here. And let's see if, yeah, let's see how we go. What's this? Oh, that's the one where they get to exile and then until your next end step. Okay, so they get this for the next turn. So what was exiled? A Murktide and a... Okay, so not really... I mean, it does probably mean we have to go this turn. Yeah, okay, so I'm at 11. I'm going to drop to 8 here, and there's a Murktide. It looks like, and Murktide is a what? Is an 8/8. Okay, so we have to win this turn, which we will unless they have double force or force double days, I think. Or if, and as long as the force that they have isn't a force of negation. Let's see how we do. Really would like this ritual to resolve, if I'm being honest. It resolved. That's great. I think there might be a way that we actually get to win without like sacking anything to LED. Let's go like this. So if I use 2, I'll have 6 left. I get a second LED. And then of the 6 plus 1 here, yeah, I think this line here, I'm gonna copy an LED. So even if they have like force of negation, they would still need like another force. So if I cast Past in Flames here, then I just start off with Thoughtseize. If they counter Past in Flames, then I think it's go. Yeah, I think I'll be fine. So let's do this. Okay, so they have a Force of Will. That's fine. So now I could just cast the Past in Flames, like by sacking LEDs and stuff, but I think I'm gonna... I'm actually going to cast this and sack for black and red. And so if they also have a force for this, then we just flash back the Past in Flames and the kill is there. Alright, cool. They saw the writing on the wall. So we take game 1 versus Delver. And I think versus Delver, we want the second copy of Tendrils. We want Carpet of Flowers for sure. Honestly, like Bowmasters and Daughty Voidwalkers, I don't hate them. I'm not sure about the Void Walker because like they're gonna have lightning bolts. It's not gonna come online until like turn 3 if we want to play through days. So maybe not. But like having Bowmasters, what I really like about that is that it works well in conjunction with the second copy of Tendrils. And this is Delver. I don't think they're going to have any life gain. So just any pressure we can put on their life total is interesting to me. I'm not sure about the fourth copy of Veil of Summer. But let's see here. So Ad Nauseam historically is bad against Delver for the same reason that Doomsday struggles. It's life total dependent, and we're up against the deck with a fast clock and counter spells. If we don't have Ad Nauseam, I don't really think we need Chrome Box. We're also boarding in Carpet Flowers, so we can cut a couple of ritual effects. Let's cut a couple of ritual. I think Rain of Filth, someone pointed this out to me. Like, Rain of Filth is probably at its weakest versus Wasteland decks, so yeah. So the question is, do we want this much business still? We cut a business spell for a business spell. Do we want 2 graveyard cards? I think it's usually reasonable to cut one of them, and I'm gonna cut one that doesn't have like anti graveyard. Sorry. That doesn't have flashbacks. What I'm trying to say, like anti counterspell protection. I think the last cut can probably be Preordain. This is the weakest cantrip, and they're going to be bringing in like red blasts. Yeah, I think this is probably fine. Yeah, I was going to say maybe I want like a singleton abrupt decay, just because sometimes killing their creature is okay, and they probably have like some amount of something or other that we could be interested in destroying, like a null rod or a something else like a Grafdigger's Cage. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one lander. That's always good against Delver, right? Okay. Ponder, yes, please. Ponder over threat all the time. So I would just love nothing else but to draw land here. And my second favorite thing would be if I draw like a Ponder, because I don't have high hopes of my Brainstorm resolving once they have mana. Oh, phew, that was perfect. Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't have high hopes of Brainstorm resolving on their turn, but if I Brainstorm main phase on my turn 1, then I increase the risk of getting Brainstorm locked. Okay. And they might also have days. Okay. So I'm gonna Brainstorm here. If they Red Blast here, I'm less devastated about it. Okay. That's interesting. I think all of these cards are somewhat good, but maybe the second copy of Infernal Tutor. Like, I wouldn't mind an Infernal Tutor, like, because I can get like a second copy of Cabal Ritual or even the second copy of Tendrils. Okay, I'm gonna put back a Brainstorm as well. So they never showed us black mana game 1, but I would kind of think they had it. Maybe not. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Ah, that sucks. I'm gonna give them the target here. I'm gonna get Underground Sea. Getting Tropical meant I could have Veiled of Summer, and that. Ooh, but they just let me have it. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna pass here and wait for whatever it is they're doing before I'm gonna blow up or try to blow this up. Okay, I'm gonna cast Bowmasters here. I mean, if they do something, if they force and I Veil, then I'm playing into Daze, but I think that's probably still acceptable. I think they probably have that red spell, the Dryad thing. Ooh, okay, so they do, and they pitch a Daze. So I'm gonna let them surveil, put a card on top of their library. Wow, okay. Well, let's hope they don't have a Daze, and if they do, I still got a 2-for-1 here. Okay, sure. So Flusterstorm is gone. I lose my Bayou and that's fine. And they still leave the card on top, so I'm thinking maybe that's another, it's like a wasteland. Excuse me. Like another wasteland. I could see that being a card they would keep. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not great. We're out of black mana, but it's pretty big that their Dragon's Race Chandler is still a 1/1. And we do have another land. Oh, and we even have another fetch land to get black. I'm going to let them surveil. That's pretty cool. They get to decide if they want the card on top. Okay, so they put a Murktide, which makes gives their DRC Delirium here. Okay, let's see. What is exiled? Narset, huh? And a DRC. So I guess I'd better cast this Brainstorm now. Okay. Bip, bip. So actually, So if they want to cast a Narset, then they don't get to keep their DRC. And I don't know. What do we keep here? Maybe the line is actually to put away the Tendrils and one copy of Infernal Tutor. And then just sort of bank on what we have being enough. Well, they need another land for this Narset to come out of exile, which you'd assume. Oh, maybe they don't have it. Okay, just not a wasteland, please, because I would like to shuffle away the second Infernal Tutor. Actually, maybe. Oh, come on. Okay, never mind. Okay, so there is Narset. Did I put back Infernal Tutor on top? I can't remember if I did, because maybe actually having a second copy, if I'm getting Past in Flames, is not the worst. And they get, they put, oh, never mind. I was going to say Minor Mista, but I guess I blanked on that. So what do they get here? Null Rod, okay. So it can't be Force of Will in their hands, so we don't need to Thoughtseize. We would only need to Thoughtseize if we're worried about Surgical Extraction. I think I'm going to draw the Infernal Tutor. Okay, so yeah, so let's cast this Cabal Ritual here. So we have 6 mana, 9 mana with LED, 8 with Thoughtseize, 6 with Infernal Tutor, 2 floating with Past in Flames. So we can flashback the Cabal Ritual, then we have 5. Then we can Infernal Tutor for another Cabal Ritual, that's 6, and then, yeah, that should be good enough. We just have to take the Surgical Extraction that they're sitting on. Well, hopefully they're not, because they could, like, take our Brainstorms, and maybe, yeah, okay, never mind. It's all good. Okay. I suppose I could have even Infernal Tutored for a second LED. Like before the Cabal Ritual. Before the Past in Flames, I mean. Okay, so let's get Past in Flames. And yeah, let's just cast this. We can tap all the red and then leave the 2 black floating. So we do Cabal Ritual, that's Storm 6. We do Infernal Tutor, that's Storm 7. We get Cabal Ritual, and that's Storm 8. We now have 6 floating, so we use 2 to cast. Yeah, okay, and they see it. All right, off to a winning start. Excellent. Off to round number 2. Okay, on the draw here, and I have to mulligan this hand. If I had a Ritual, then this hand is actually really interesting. I'm also like, if I draw a single land, it's also pretty interesting. Maybe this is like the most insanely greedy keep. So let's say I don't draw a land or a mana source or a Ritual. then I have to. Then I have to ponder off of the pedal. I think I just talked myself into keeping this. This is silly stuff. Okay, Windswept Heath could be a Bant deck of sorts. Okay, we are not rewarded. But let's see if we can find a land and still play some Magic. Yeah, okay, so we can make a bunch of goblins here if they don't have like something to say about it, like a counter spell. That's what I'm trying to say here. So I'm gonna not shuffle here. I'm gonna imprint or cast Chromox here and imprint my Tendrils of Agony, effectively leaving me with no actual win condition aside from this this empty plan that I'm going for. It's going to be a sizable Empty the Warrens. It's going to be 14 goblins. So let's hope they don't have a Force of Will here. Do you have it? You do not have it. Okay, so that was question number one. Question number two is, can you beat 14 goblins? So without a sweeper effect, I think almost like even like a Stoneforge Mystic now getting Batterskull probably still loses. But we shall see. This is where they like have Tabernacle. Say actually, don't be lands, please. The third question is, do you have something that kills me before I get to attack twice? No. Okay. Oh no. This is a deck that could very easily have access to both Tabernacle and a fast kill. But let's try this. And I'm actually gonna play out this Lotus Petal, because if they have somehow just have Tabernacle now, then at least I can pay for 2 and get in with 2 attacks. But at that point, it's probably over. But yeah, let's see. Okay, sweet. We got there. Got there by the skin of our teeth. I love you, Empty the Warrens. Yeah, I don't know. I've had so many wins with that card back in my Ant playing days. And it is, sometimes it's just not gonna, it doesn't cut it. Sometimes they find there are like 1 or 2 outer, but then all the other times they don't. And it's like, it is pretty, like, it's just basic numbers here. Like, Empty the Warrens is the cheapest win. You can replace that now with Beseech the Mirror. It's 4 mana, but Beseech the Mirror requires you to have something to sack. So that's a difference, and also needs to go through the graveyard unless you're making goblins, in which case, we're back to goblins off of Empty. But yeah, Ad Nauseam is 5. Past in Flames is 5 at minimum. Like you need a mana floating most of the time. Paradise Lost is 5. Burning Wish for whatever is likely more than 4. Okay, so this is a Dark Depths strategy. So probably like Abrupt Decay is not the worst, nor is Boseiju. Probably Empty the Warrens is not where we want to be post board versus having shown them the Empty and also being against like a combo deck of sorts. Veil of Summer I'm not too sure on. Like if they're on a combo, if they're on a Black Splash, then like they're gonna have discard, in which case Veil is pretty nice. I probably cut Rain of Filth. They probably have Wasteland, and also the game will end pretty quickly, I think. I think I'm going to cut Grim Tutor now that there is no Empty the Warrens, that those two are kind of best bros. Dress Down could be a card I would like to have if they turn out to be more of a Maverick-y kind of deck with like Thali and stuff, but for the time being I'm not going to bring it in. Oh, it'd be pretty sweet to like dress down a Merit Lodge and Abrupt Decay it. I would love to do that. Okay, so no mana of any kind here. Opponent mulligans to 6. I'm also going to mulligan. Yeah. Yes, please. And what do we remove here? So I think we keep, and almost feel like it's the brainstorm, but if we draw more lands, then it's pretty bad. But then again, like if they have something like a sphere of resistance, then having like one land is pretty bad. Oh, that's also pretty bad. Now I really wish I'd kept the brainstorm. So we need to find one of our 3 removal spells. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna ponder here. Get my 1 spell for the turn in. Oh, yes, please. Okay. I'm gonna hide the Abrupt Decay. Hope to not get like surgically extracted or some other shuffling effect. So yeah, don't want to get discarded. Don't want to see like a second prison piece. No, don't discard me, bro. What else could black mana mean here? Oh, they're in the draw step, I guess. Okay, they duress me. That's fine. Can't do anything about it. We're gonna take Infernal Tutor here, and we'll have to just draw another spell, another business spell. Okay, so they have a Reclaimer, so they have a line to get to either just like Machine Gun Wasteland me or an actual like win some turns away from now. Okay, so I'm gonna decay Deafening Silence at some point, probably in the end of their turn. Oh, they attack, so they want to keep open mana. So that, what does that mean? Maybe like Endurance, or maybe Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, well I'm gonna decay the silence. Yeah, let's get Underground Sea here. Decay the silence and just draw another Infernal Tutor or Ad Nauseam like a champ. Or I guess Pass in Flames, though I do kind of suspect that they have a graveyard piece. That's not any of the things that I wanted. Okay. So let's pass here. Okay, they tap black mana in their draw step once again. Okay, Thoughtseize. So I guess if you have Surgical here, you take Cabal Ritual and... Okay, guess that's not what they had. So is it attack time here? They attacked last turn, but maybe they now want to keep open the Reclaimer activations. Come on, something good. No! I think I'm actually going to hang on to the Snow-Covered Island here. I want to maximize future brainstorms. Like if they start wastelanding me, then I think that's probably okay. Sorry if you hear my nose. I have, I think, a little bit of allergies going on. I'll try and edit out the worst of it. Okay, so they're going for their win. So that means that next turn I'm dead. So I'm gonna need to draw something, and I'm gonna need to draw it now. I guess that means I do like cut a card, a land that I'm not gonna be drawing, even though it's slim. Oh, I guess no. I always forget the lands enter the battlefield tapped. Okay, so we get one more draw step to rule them all. Okay, so they just have the win here. All right, cool. All right, let's go to game number 3. Does this change anything? So the we saw the discard, so I'm glad I kept in Veil. Maybe I want the 4th Veil. Because like even without that one first, the duress, I would have won, I think. So let's bring that in. And probably we lose the Paradise Lost here. Because they are an Elvish Reclaimer deck, so Bejuga Bog is never far away. So having 2 engine cards that go through the graveyard is probably a bit bad. And also, like, I don't know, maybe the Empty the Warrens deserve to come back in. I'm not sure. Oh, what is up with all these no-landers? Okay, let's keep this. Let's I think we bottomed the Abrupt Decay actually, because we're gonna Thoughtseize the We're gonna Thoughtseize the thing, the Deafening Silence, and hopefully fashion together a win later on. Fuck off. Okay. I guess that is sort of all they have. So I'm gonna take one of these Deafening Silences because I think it's a pretty tall order having to find 2 answers. So they'll get to Thoughtseize, and I guess they probably take Infernal Tutor here if they do Thoughtseize. They could also lead on their Deafening Silence. Looks like they are. Yep, that does seem like the safest bet. Ooh, Brainstorm. That is a good draw. So let's pass here. I think they need to stop having a stop on their own draw step. I'm not sure why they have that. Maybe it's just sort of a leftover from the default settings on MTGO. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's their non-creature spell. I'm going to Brainstorm. Hopefully not get Brainstorm locked. Okay. So that's good. Need to hide the Decay. So how about Cabal Ritual and Abrupt Decay? I'd also actually kind of like to hide the Infernal Tutor because that is my shuffler. But then, like, in either case, then I'm having to draw 2 cards. So, screw it. I kind of hope they take, like, I don't know, Dark Ritual for some reason. They probably won't. Yeah. Okay. No. Oh, thank God. I thought they were going to, like, Surgical Extract. But this is a problem as well, because now, like, they have the Thespian stage. So I draw Abrupt Decay. They play stage. Yeah, I'm just dead here. Sad times. Damn, double Deafening Silence. How about that? Oh, they draw Cradle. That's interesting. Hang on. No, 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 no. Yeah, I nearly passed. They played Yavimaya. Holy crap. That means I can Abrupt Decay. It doesn't really change anything because I'm still like, I don't have red mana, but I mean, why would they do that? So their hand is Windswept Heath, Thespian Stage, and I don't know. I was gonna say like it's because it's like endurance, but they could just as well cast endurance off of Thespian Stage in these 2 forests. So I draw a Cabal Ritual here, and then like my very best draw after that is like LED or Lotus Petal or Volcanic Island. Yeah, I have to Abrupt Decay before they decide to use this ability on their Yamamaya, because that's part of the cost. Sacking the land. Okay, draw Cabal Ritual, pass. And if they get Wasteland here, it's also kind of rough for me. Okay, but they're just going for Dark Depths. Okay, so I have 1 draw step to rule them all here. Yep. And they have to also not have found relevant cards. Come on, deck. Any fetch land, any LED, any petal. Cantrip is a rebuy. Yes! Okay, I mean, if they have surgical, if they have endurance, then I'm just fucked. But if they have surgical on the Infernal Tutor, I still get the Brainstorm as a rebuy. But let's see. They could also have, like, I don't know, Mindbreak Trap, lots of stuff they could have. Oh, hang on, what the fuck am I saying? I just talked about Pachuca Bog. Oh, shucks. Okay. I'm playing right into it, but it's the move I have now because they're just gonna make Mirage. So they already like made a little bit of a misplay before. Maybe they won't remember that they have Bajuga Bog in their deck. Yeah, I didn't think so. Womp womp. Here comes the old bog. Yep. All right. GG's opponent. Off to round number 3. All right, round 3 on the draw. I'm gonna keep this. We just were rewarded last game off of something similar, and we're up against the Yorion list here. Oh, so it is not probably. This is death and taxes, so we have to get going. Quick smart here. Land or LED? LED is like, okay. This is big, so we have to brainstorm. And we have to both find a land and somehow like be able to get Hellbent here. Let's hope. Okay, so we find a land, but sadly we don't find a way to get Hellbent. So let's put back. Oh, damn, that was really almost good, but actually terrible. So let's put back Brainstorm and a Ponder. We can sacrifice a Dark Ritual here. Basically sacrifice 2 cards to shuffle and not be Brainstorm locked. I think that's almost a play we have to make. But because otherwise we're time walked for 2 turns, and yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Let's get a Cabal Ritual, I guess. I don't think I want a second Ponder. And yeah, let's see here. Like, they can, like these decks play black now. They can like discard us. They can, but if they have an actual lock piece, if they have Thalia here, then we're screwed. Well, they have Port and they have Thalia. Okay. Well, if we draw like a sequence of enough lands here, but we don't, so I'm gonna concede. Oh, bummer. Yeah, we got punished on that keep. Right on. Okay, we want Dress Down. We probably want Decay. Maybe 1, maybe 2. I'm not sure about Bowmasters. Let's see what we want to cut. They could not be on black, in which case, like, having Veil is just, like, really bad. I think... Yeah, I think maybe I want to board a bit light here. Like, Bowmasters is good to kill Thalia because it doesn't get hit by the Thalia attacks. But if they get Mother up, then that's one thing, and also like there are other threats. Maybe most of the threats we care about cost like have 1 toughness. So maybe Bowmasters is better than I think it is. Okay, let's see if we can do better this time. Yeah, I'll keep this. It's vulnerable to Wasteland, but oh no. Okay. Double Leyline of Sanctity. Did I board in... Okay, so I have my Empty the Warrens. That is now my win condition, but now I also have like 2 pretty embarrassing Thoughtseizes here. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna brainstorm right now and see if I can spike a Lineside Diamond, in which case we can make Goblins turn 1. Okay, we don't, but nothing really. Yeah, like another Ritual next turn. We can add Naus. Just please don't Thoughtseize me here. That's very unpleasant if you do. Hopefully that cost them something to keep a hand with double white Leyline. There's a long pause on their main phase. I'm wondering if they have Surgical Extraction and they're considering like taking a Petal or Brainstorm. Okay, that doesn't cast Thoughtseize, so that's something. There is Mom. Okay, I think, oh, it's tough. Like, if they have a Wasteland, I really don't want to be taken off blue, so that would be a reason to get Underground Sea, as well as black. If I get either of my green duels, I run the risk of being taken off a color. But then if I draw Abrupt Decay, but I don't know, they have Mom, so I'm not really decaying anything. I think I'm just taking Underground Sea here. Let's get a good one here. Oh, come on. A complete blank. And let's just see them untap into Thalia or some shit. Okay. Well, this is the time for them not to play Hate Bear, please. Of course. Lands. I need lands now. Or, I guess, Chrome Mox. And I'm just gonna... I'm gonna imprint Tendrils here. So, how far are we from doing something here? Dress Down is my best draw right now. But it also means them not doing anything to disrupt me in the meantime. Like a Wasteland, a Port, a Thoughtseize, you know, a lot of stuff. Plus my life total is going to start going down, making Ad Nauseam weaker. I don't know. It's not looking good. And because my win condition now is the goblins, they have a lot of, I don't know, like Stoneforge Mystic suddenly is like a really, really painful for me thing for them to be doing. And there is a port. Honestly, I think just lands here is what I'm after. I'll take a cantrip, especially if it finds me Dress Down and lands. Well, it found me Dress Down. Oh, sorry, no, that was wishful thinking. Found me lands. I'm gonna put back both tutors here. So I have 4 mana. 4 becomes 5, becomes 6. I can actually Ad Nauseam in my next upkeep, but it'll tap me out. I'll be at 15, 14 from fetching, and then I'll have to stop at no less than 4. Oh, this is the one. Sure. War's Wage. That's also another 2 power. So I think I actually would like to fetch here and just make the play that I have, which is to draw some cards. All right, let's at least resolve Ad Nauseam, unless they have Mindbreak Trap. Okay, and what they can hit me for 5 next turn. Fuck. I really need to hit LED, but it doesn't matter, I think, because so now they can hit me for 5, and if they do, then I'm at 1. And their Mother of Runes, even if I were to resolve like a really big Empty the Warrens, is just gonna kill me. There's the Dress Down. Yeah, alright. GG's opponent. You got me. Yikes. Back down to earth. 1 and 2. Let's go for round number 4. On the play for round number 4, let's go. Yeah, I'm going to keep this, and this is awkward because on the one hand, we kind of want to keep the green mana open in case we're up against this card deck. But at the same time, if we're getting wastelanded here without using the mana to cantrip, then that's pretty bad. Alright, need to bottom both of these. Empty is something we would want to maybe tutor for at some point. Okay, didn't find the land. Really worried about both discard and wasteland now. Oh, yikes. Okay, that's not a wasteland, but it is something that casts discard spells. So this looks like a storm deck. So let's hope they can't go for a turn 1 kill. So this is either a storm deck or it is like a take on 8 cast that splashes black for like Orcish Bowmasters or whatever. If it is just storm, then I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy to have found Veil of Summer here. And in either case, I think I can wait 1 turn. We could go here, and this is a deterministic Past in Flames kill in our hand. But oh, they see the Veil of Summer. It's probably like the one card I didn't want them to actually see. Ancient Tomb. Okay, so this doesn't really mean it's not the like 8 cast or whatever, but I'm thinking it probably isn't. So I think I am just going to go for the kill here. And if they have Force of Will, then I'm sad. Okay, so Infernal Tutor can get second LED, which builds Storm and mana. So let's try that. We can also go for like we could go for the pair o dice, but I think this is just deterministic with Past and Flames, right? I have 8 mana that becomes 6, 4, and then I can flashback. Yeah, this is just better with Past and Flames. And is this Force of Will? No, okay. Okay, they concede. So I'm guessing this is another Storm deck. So probably like a Beseech the Mirror Ursa Saga Storm. So I think I want another Veil of Summer. I think I want Dothies. And maybe I want like Dress Down if it is Ursa Saga. But maybe not. Maybe I don't want Empty the Warrens against another combo deck that's fast. And maybe we can cut like a Preordain or 2. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. I hope they have like one discard spell, and then they have to pass. Well, I guess this doesn't make mana right now. Oh, one more and it will. There we go. So they could just have like Dark Ritual Beseech the Mirror here. Wishclaw Talisman, sure, okay. This smells like a pass? Yeah, alright, cool. That's actually pretty darn interesting. Okay, I'm gonna pass here. They have to beat Veil of Summer. And we right now, if we draw another land, we can Tendrils them for 10 life, which is not super exciting. And if they ever like try to go for it and tap this Wishclaw, then we're happy. So they're getting a peek at the top of my deck. All right, do your worst. So like I think they probably have like Progenitor Ooze, like a Progenitor Ooze or Empty the Warrens. I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't have an out to the card Tendrils of Agony. No, sorry, Veil of Summer. I'm talking nonsense here. Okay, I want to land, please. Okay, that's not a land. It's a good card though, but I'm gonna play a Petal. Petal gives us double empty, double Veil. Why do I keep saying Empty the Warrens? I'm mostly worried now about some kind of haymaker here, like I don't know, like Sholdred or I don't know, Karn the Great Creator or something that my hand doesn't really interact with, and that just wins the game on its own. All right, they're passing again. Oh, land, that's good. 1 mana away from just casting Ad Nauseam. Now they could also have Veil of Summer, of course. They have the rocks here to cast it. Okay, so they duress me, so here it begins, or so it begins. So I'm gonna Tropical Island and cast the Veil of Summer that I've been sort of sitting on and telegraphing the whole time. Wonder if, okay, so I just draw a Ponder. So let's cast Brainstorm actually. Let's put back, I think, Tendrils, Veil of Summer. And I am actually, I think, going to pass here, and then I'm going to end step the Ad Nauseam to untap with as much mana and things to do as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna Ad Naus here, and if they have like a counter spell, that's really annoying. But then the game continues, and I have like a Ponder, and I actually don't have a way to win other than Tendrils, so let's I could have played around a counterspell by playing the Lotus Petal, but that just resolves their F6. I do kind of want to draw like a Thoughtseize here. Cabal Red. There's a Thoughtseize. Let's stop here. And we're in my upkeep. They could like, I don't know, surgically extract my Dark Ritual. But that doesn't really do anything. They are paying costs for something here. Interesting. Surgical on Dark Ritual. Sure. Okay, so we get a draw step, and we draw another Cabal Ritual. So let's cast Thoughtseize here, and I'm gonna. Okay, never mind. Whatever. They are dead. Stone cold. Yeah, they concede. All right, so round 5 is coming up. That's playing for the positive record. So let's cross our fingers. Okay, on the play for the final round. Well, I mean, this casts Paradise Lost on turn 1, but there's nothing in the graveyard to pick up. But I'm gonna keep. This seems like a fun place to be at, and I'm going to lead on the trop. Just discourage any discard. Throw off the scent of the black mana. Bummer. This is weird. This is like an engine card, but I guess it would be the same if my hand was like Past in Flames. So maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. All right, so we're up against Troll. So blue black Scam or Shadow. Okay, I'm still not getting my thoughts seized or getting griefed, but I do imagine there is an Orcish Bowmaster in my immediate future. No? Interesting. Maybe they're worried about Orcish Bowmasters coming from over here. 3 blue mana. Narset, okay. So Narset means we cannot draw in, like, we don't want any cantrips, obviously. And they find a brainstorm, right, okay. I guess like a tutor is just what we want here. Or, you know, we can keep drawing lands. I think our best draw, honestly, is probably Ad Naus. Because Ad Naus, and we have enough mana to cast both Paradise Lost and Ad Nauseam on the same turn. And that would sort of play through a counterspell here, which I am going to assume that they have one of. Okay, now the discard fun begins. So this is a deck with main deck Narset. That's interesting. Because you take Paradise Lost, what else are you going to take here? Sense has been made. They get a Ponder off their Narset, living their best life over there. Yeah. This feels like more of like a mid-rangey, like Dimir control deck with the scam element, and the ability to like reanimate Troll and just go ham. Yep. Go ahead, cast Brainstorm. See if I care. Well, I mean, we can cast the Preordain and at least sort of rearrange the top of our deck. And I don't want either of these cards, so it's the bottom they go and we pass. Feels like the game is. I guess it's not lost until they like present a threat here, but I'm guessing that's gonna happen pretty soon. Like maybe now. Yeah. Oh, they take the grief. Okay, sure. Well, my hand is somewhat like hard to dismantle with a single discard spell. Sure. So we have to beat 4 cards in hand, and if any of those is a force of will. Alright, so we cast a Ponder, and let's just say we got to basically demon like Vampiric Tutor or whatever we want it on top. Then we have to pass. Then they deal us 11. We're at 9. Then we draw that 1 card. What would it be that would even matter? Yeah, I don't think there is anything because like Past in Flames just loops Paradise Lost. Even if we were to like resolve it, because Narset means we can't be like cantrip. Okay. Tough start here. Well, we have some cards that could be relevant here, like the Carpet of Flowers and the 4th Veil. Our own Orcish Bowmasters and Dothy Voidwalker seem kind of good. And probably Abrupt Decay. So this is a lot of stuff to bring in. This is 12 cards. So let's let's actually cut the ad nause, cut stuff that's gonna like die to one counterspell, cut the Paradise Lost, cut the Chromox to go along with the ad nause. Probably cut a Grim Tutor, cut a couple of mana things because we bring in the carpet, cut the 2 preordains. Still a lot of stuff here. I think I'm actually also going to cut a couple of copies of Infernal Tutor and maybe LED, crazy as that may sound, because I don't think like putting a spell on the stack and having it like not get forced. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's actually not true because we are boarding in like Veil of Summer and stuff. So we have to cut 4 things. I think I'm okay cutting another mana thing and maybe Rain of Filth as well, and then like 2 ponders. I don't know. This is a lot of the normal sort of moving pieces you need that are being removed from the deck. So not sure how I'm gonna feel about this, but we are also bringing in a lot of other components like the creatures and stuff. I think Carpet of Flowers is probably the most important card here. Yeah. Okay. I am gonna keep this. I'm gonna Thoughtseize and hope that I am able to resolve Dauthi Voidwalker next turn. Oops. Let's see, they kept 7. How about if we remove the Brazen Borrower? And then I really hope that they ponder next turn, because if they do, then my Dauthi, if it resolves, is going to forever remove the opportunity they have to get Troll. It looks like they are. I mean, if they find a daze between the draw step and this ponder, then Dauthi is getting dazed. But you know, or they could also just hit Grief right now. Let's see. They do not shuffle. Bummer. Ugh. Man, this matchup feels pretty rough. I think I've pretty much lost to it every time. So what do you take here? Probably the Dauthi? Wouldn't make sense. Yep. All right. But we know their hand. So a Brainstorm here would be amazing. Or second Dauthi. Okay, that was lucky. Let's hope they don't like smell what's up and surgical the Dauthi in response here. I'm gonna get Bayou so that later Veils are alive. They can still reanimate a Grief, but hopefully at that point, my Dauthi will have dealt more damage and we will be ahead. So they're getting the second card off of the Ponder. I'm also kind of interested in paying off this Tendrils pretty quickly. Decay is not uninteresting. But yeah, like as soon as they discard us, the Tendrils is sort of gone and they can surgical it if they were to want to do that. So what are they holding? Is this Bowmasters? Okay, they're just cycling to shuffle the 3rd card away and replace this troll with a land. That's fair. The Decay is good to answer something like a Narset or, I don't know, a Bowmasters. Reanimate Grief. So that probably means they have like Bowmasters here. Like a Ritual here is really, really juicy. Or a Carpet even. So I'm gonna play I'm gonna play Carpet. And I think I'm actually just gonna play the Tendrils here. Get them down to dead next turn to my Dauthi. Or hang on. Hello. So their hand is Mystic Sanctuary, Surgical Extraction. No, I think this is still fine to make the attack here. I could replay their troll here. Okay, so I'm gonna make some black mana here and play my diamond, and then we're gonna Tendrils, and this takes them down to 3 if they all resolve. And I now have an unblockable lightning bolt. So they have to remove. Okay, we still know their hand, which is interesting. So we know they're just drawing dead here. They're not drawing dead, but they have to draw off the answer to the Dothy off the top here. And if they do, they probably win because I'm out of gas. But I could even still like draw an Infernal Tutor or something. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. We got a game. But it did require us to actually like rip a second Dothy, but we saw how good Dothy was there. Initially, when I played this list here, I had 4 Leyline of the Void because I kind of wanted it against that deck. And I still think it's against specifically that deck. Leyline is probably good enough, but then again, I don't know. It's a pretty weak card overall. I've not seen Wasteland in any of these games. I wonder if that means that there aren't any, or what. Or I just like if I hadn't seen the Narset, I would think there were Wastelands for sure. But like Narset and the fact that I have not seen them makes me kind of question it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna keep this hand and probably get discarded turn 1 and then feel sad. But we have some recourse against different stuff here. Let's just live this grief life. It's very funny that they named this card Grief. So what do you take here? Probably Infernal Tutor, but I guess it depends. And this is like, I think even like Veil is such a draw versus these decks, but I have Veil in my opening hand, right? And it's likely they can either like reanimate Grief or like cast a land and then Thoughtseize me. That, what's this? Oh, it's Troll. It must be Troll, right? Not sure why you would need to do that right now instead of keeping open the Wasteland, but I don't know. But yeah, like I hear people say like, well, I mean, they can discard you, sure, but Veil's still good, and we can't beat their best hands. But like the best hands, just having a discard turn 1 is not that unreasonable to expect. Okay, tell you what, this is happening. I am making 6 goblins. They can't daze me. If they force of will this Dark Ritual, so be it. If they cycle a troll and then cast it, like reanimate it, they're taking 6. Okay, and now they're cycling. I see how the timing was very important. So let's see, if they reanimate the troll, they're down to 14. I attack for 6. They take 5 down to 9, then 4 down to 5, then 3 down to 2, then 2 dead. Okay, they're not casting troll now. So, but I don't know if they have any answer to my 6 little guys here. Then the game, I think, just ends in their favor. They also know that I am sitting on these 3 cards. They have perfect information. So they should Wasteland, right? Unless there's something I'm not seeing. But then they're going to have whatever it is discarded. So they shuffle. Okay, that's good. Not that land. So, like, Orcish Bowmasters is also pretty good because it answers, like, they can answer 3 of my 6 tokens. They shouldn't reanimate here unless they can answer the tokens, because now I'm about to beat them down to 5. Sorry, down to 3. And then have 5 attackers. I guess I can also just Thoughtseize them first, and hopefully ensure the win here. Okay. I think I just take the Brazen Bee here. So you block 1. And take 5, you're at 3. And what's your draw here? With Force, Grief, Murktide in hand. Alright, sweet. They didn't have one. And we beat the blue-black scam deck. Hooray. Alright, so a positive record, 3-2. I am going to point out the fact that I lost the 2 non-blue matchups, and I won in the 2 blue matchups. Well, I guess that's strictly speaking not true. So I lost 2 of my 3 non-blue matchups because one of them was the Saga Storm or whatever Storm deck it was. But the 2 fair non-blue decks, I lost the die roll and I lost to them. I guess the die roll thing doesn't really matter because I won one of the game ones against that depths deck with a lot of goblins. But yeah, it was really quite scary this last round. I feel like that blue black scam deck is very strong, and you would expect that versus like spell based combo. I did feel like the sideboard plan somewhat paid off, especially in that game 2. That was really nice, with both Dothy playing a key part and then also like just having the tendrils, like having access to more than one copy, so you can do little mini tendrils and ensure the win. Um, I don't know. I feel this deck still is a fine deck. I don't know that I think Paradise Lost has really mattered at all or meant anything. So I feel like I could replace that with a second copy of Past in Flames or like a Dark Petitioner or whatever, and I would basically just be almost be back to like 2015 or whatever. Um, not counting the Veil of Summers, but and this deck is still a good deck. It's just that a lot of other decks are also really good and have gotten a lot of tools, and this deck has not. I tried it with Mind Desire. I don't know how to fit that in, and I kind of feel the same way about Beseech the Mirror, but I think there's still room for that to settle and actually turn out to be an upgrade, and that there's a new Storm deck that is going to depart from Beseech the Mirror and become like the next big Storm deck, but we shall see. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and all that other YouTube stuff. It actually does matter a lot to me, and it's kind of free to do, so I would love it if you would help me out there. And I hope you had fun. I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.